Hey folks, Vic here for thepracticalprepper.com. Welcome to another video here from the homestead in Reno, Nevada. I built this around our garden shed. I needed to get this built so that I could start putting all the irrigation control, which will be automated the same as the swales are up here. So the two raised straw bales or gardens, those beds will be automated. The two hoop houses will, and the open bed will as well. Be constant, and it's all going to be on drip. There'll be 4 zones, 4 valves, and then the way I'm building it, as I did below, it's all expandable. I can add another manifold to it and another 2, 3, or 4 valves as I want. I can just continue building more down here. So if you're going to build a system, build something that you can expand onto. And I'll kind of show you as we kind of put this together what components we're using, and give you a little idea of what's up with that. So anyway, let's get started. What I want to show you right here is just the rough parts and pieces and how we're going to kind of put this together. First place I always start is right here, dripworks.com. Dripworks is the only place that I get any of my irrigation. They're fast, quick, they carry everything, and just great company to do business with. So everything that you see here was from Dripworks themselves. And let me show you, I'll start from the inlet section, which is here. This is going to face forward, and this is pipe. This is a hose connection fitting right here. And this particular fitting will connect to a high pressure hose that I get through Dripworks. And it's designed for very high pressure, but we're running low pressure. It ensures that I'm going to use a valve open on one of our risers. So if that line breaks, have a lot of water flow. So my choice is to use a very high pressure hose, and at the first sign of any issues with it, we get rid of it. So here's where the connection will be. The also nice thing about this is when it comes time to drain this, to winterize it, I just unscrew, close the valve, take the hose off, this drains out, this check valve is open, everything drains back out of the system, and then I drain this system down through the bottom. So works out pretty well. Now this valve you're going to have to spend some money on, but this is probably the most important valve that you're going to buy, and this is a double action backflow preventer. There is always a chance that if you have a backflow into your water system, that you can pull nitrates back up into there and contaminate your water system. So you want to be really careful. The system that we have on the swales has this in place, and this is basically to prevent anything from getting back in the well. If that should happen, I could have a contaminated well. So this valve is really important to have. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this one. The one on the swale was built left to right. This one we're building right to left just because of the position of the water feed. It also, in this spot, which I just showed you on the front of this fencing I put up, it's going to give us the greatest ability to expand to the left. So I'm going to build this on the right side with expansion to the left. So we're going to run into a pressure regulator. This regulator here is in line, and it's going to drop the pressure down to 30 pounds. So this will run 30 pounds of pressure. It'll run into this filter system, and there's the filter. Fits in this housing. It's real easy to drain, to take it off. This is the drain check valve. This will remain closed when it's in operation. So that'll be in line. This will couple up. This will come down and attach to the manifold. And then we have a 4-position manifold, so I can run 4 valves on this system for now. So I'll have 4 zones. I'll have hoop 1 and the ground bed, hoop 2. This one is going to be a raised bed, probably the long raised bed, and this one will be the short raised bed. And at some point what I may do is combine any one of these, because when I build hoop 3, I want to be able to expand. But I can always get another manifold like this. This comes off. This new manifold will simply go on the end, screw on. I can cap 3, add another valve assembly, add a timer, and just keep expanding the system going to the left. It's kind of what I love about the parts here from DripWorks, because everything is expandable. If you just build it right to begin with, all their components are expandable. So what we have is, this is the timer. This is a 4-zone timer, so it will run all 4 valves. And then down below is where the feed lines are going to come off of and go to the particular zones that they're running. So generally what I do is I will use a pipe joint compound on anything that's metal to metal or has metal involved. And I'll use Teflon tape on the plastic to plastic, so these fittings right here. And that pretty much covers exactly what I'm going to do at this point. Once we get this built and in place, I'll show it to you, and then we'll start connecting lines and doing a few things. I think I don't have 90-degree fittings for the bottom, but I think I'm going to 90-degree off. So I will probably wait and order those until I have pretty much built the system ahead of it, and make sure I'm not missing a couple parts and pieces that I can combine in one order and pay one shipping charge. So anyway, off to the races. This is for the guard animal area. This is to run our hoop houses and our raised beds, and I'll also throw in a quickie line that'll run our container stuff that's around the chicken coop. So we'll be back as soon as this stuff's in place. Okay, back with you. We've got the basic head end stuff already installed. This is the hose I was talking about right here. This particular hose is rated at 150 psi. You know, your normal plumbing in your house is going to run 40 to 60 pounds, and this has fittings that are compressed. It's a super hose. It will hold the pressure, and I don't have to worry about this thing bursting. So something I did add, I put a valve on the end here, and this is going to be, I'm going to run a little line here up to a big wash tub sink on the other side here. And so this will be that connection, and then to winterize, take it off, drain the line, clip it back on, clip it up here, whatever, and we're done. Same thing for winterize, just disconnect this, everything here is going to drain out, and everything here I can drain through the valves. So I've got water on this end, I'm all set there. This valve is off. I'm going to turn it on. It's now charging this one. The other thing I need to do is I need to bleed each one of these levels. Pretty simple. Just run it up until you get steady flow. Shut it down. All right, so we have finished the work on the double check backflow preventer. We've drained these off, so we've released all the air out of these. Now this is all in operation. This valve above, this check valve right here, has got this shut off. So at this point we can turn the system on. And a couple things might happen. We've got all the valves here. We've got the valves in the off position for manual operation, which is this little pin right here. You just flip this around. That will manually open the valve, and that'll close it. But what may happen is that these came from the factory, and these valves are actually in the open position with the solenoid. So when I turn this on, you may get flow through here. I've got a 9-volt battery, and I'll show you how we can stop that. Luck of the draw. That's 2. That's it. So the valves were open. I just used this to shut them off. Now I can still open these valves manually. That's flow. And I can turn them off. This is the filter assembly. Can bleed any air off it. Now if I shut this off, I can bleed this, and this is where our filter is going to be, right here. So actually it's just, this thing is so simple. I love this filter assembly. It's real easy to change. You can close it. So the way we've got it, backflow prevention, now we've reduced our pressure, now we filtered the water, now we're headed for the valves. Systems together, it's leak, it's holding tight. At this point, all I gotta do is mount my timer here, and then I can do my timer wiring. And show you when we get that finished up. And then I can start running some lines, and they're just gonna kind of come off of here, follow the fence line, and go around to the beds. So pretty quick, we're gonna be hanging line. I've got 1,000 foot of 1/2 inch line, and these are 3/4 outs. So what's going to happen is this is going to come down. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little piece of 3/4 and a 90. I'll have to order them, and then I'll do a 1/2 inch reducer here. So I'll reduce to 1/2 inch for the outflow. I really don't need 3/4. The beds are going to take a lot less water than the swales do. So anyway, I think we're ready to move on to getting some main line out and getting that in place. And once that's in place, then we'll start running the drip line out and getting that position. So getting close to being able to turn some water on. Okay, we'll be back once I get a little more done.